everyone. Happy Monday, January 26th. It's already the end of January. Can you believe that? I am glad you're here. Did you have any problems with the storms that moved through over the weekend? I really hope you didn't. But if you did, the start to this vlog might be a little comforting or angering. It was a vlog that I meant to post on Friday. I just didn't get the time. We had a lot going on here. We had some weather here, mostly just really cold here. We got a little bit of snow that led me to doing things to prepare just in case. So that's why I didn't put up a vlog Friday. Again, I may not put one up every day. I'm going to be doing this as I can. I also did not go live on TikTok on Friday, also for the same reason. But I'm glad you're here. You caught me at my puzzle table, so I'll be doing a puzzle at some point during our little chit-chat. Hope this aesthetic works for you. Hope the music's okay. We got some jazz going. It's very sunny. We are in the living room. And no makeup, just some skincare, just some lotion. The harsh weather, very windy here, lots of negative, but we didn't get the ice. We didn't lose power. We were very lucky here. I hope you guys are all okay out there. Let me know. Drop some information below. We have family members that are still battling and dealing with the storms that they're getting, and they live on the Eastern Standard Time Zone. So pretty scary. Got some members of our social media group that also were in the path of that storm. It was a lot. It was a lot to worry about, a lot to be hopeful for. Luckily, most everybody was prepared and, ready to go for this. But that's going to lead what I wanted to talk to Friday. Talk to you about and share a little of my thoughts. Like I said, this channel is going to be a lot of different things. Sometimes a rant, or like what I'm going to like to be calling points to ponder. This is very much a points to ponder. I'm doing my scroll late in the night, Thursday night. A lot of the TikToks and a lot of the reels that I'd seen and all kinds of the other social media things that I was watching, they were all alluding to, what's coming. Nobody knew quite what to expect. Are the weather people correct? Sometimes, not so much. You don't want to be underprepared. You don't want to be overprepared, but you need to be prepared. So cool. But I ran across a video, and I talked to my mom about it, and I said, it astounded me. I'm not going to try and age somebody or call out a certain group and make a big to-do. We are not a drama channel by any means. But it was food for thought. It was a lot of points to ponder. And said person's video literally started off by the person saying, I know the storm's coming and I procrastinated, then proceeded to call out everybody that cleared and hoarded, and theirs was bunny ears, hoarded all the groceries where she went shopping, and I believe it was Walmart. And she was quite irritated and just letting it fly on her video. And, she was trying to, I think, elicit sympathy, or maybe she wanted other people to be angry too. And she said, everybody bought everything and there's nothing, and I have to provide for my children, and everybody else was rude because they bought everything. And as she talked on and thought that it was, ridiculous that people don't just buy one kind of thing per day, and, it was everybody else's fault. And you find that out a lot lately, and I'm not going to get into what's, recently been in the news. That's its own thing. There's a lot of feelings around everything going on right now in the world. But this particular instance is what I want to refer to. And she was angry and talking about the things that she didn't get to buy, and, saying, well, I know, I may have waited a little bit. I may have put it off. I probably should. Now, this is the lingo that she's saying, and I don't understand how it's everybody else's fault when they understood the assignment as an adult with responsibilities, because they're your children that you have to provide for, your family, your task to make sure that you have things for them. So correct me if I'm wrong. I'm old school. But when you choose to do the adult things and then have more adult responsibilities, then part of those responsibilities are making sure that you have the things that you need. And not to blame other people, and not to maybe make people feel like, oh, well, I need to help them, so let me send you something. Let me, what's today's big thing? DoorDash. Let me DoorDash you something, or help in some way. And helping is good. I'm not saying that you shouldn't help one another. I really think that if we more went back to helping each other, like, you know how to do this, well, I need that help, but I can do this for you, I think that would be great. I think that would solve a lot of things. I think communities could come together. But it's really hard to get that going on a one person kind of thing sometimes. And it's kind of sad. I mean, I'm old school, so I remember things being a different way. But trying to make people feel bad for providing for their own family, was there probably some hoarding? Probably. People panic. But when you completely start your video rant by saying you procrastinated, well, that's a you problem. And too much I see on social media where a you problem is supposed to be everybody else's problem. And one, big believer in life's too short. Make sure you have what you need and you need what you have, and do that. But to make somebody feel a certain way because you say, well, my kids, I don't have for my kids. Well, do you only have one grocery store where you live in? Maybe you do. Maybe it's a small town. I don't know. We have all kinds of different stores here, but I know for me, I like to try and put myself in other people's shoes before, I can't even say I've elicited people to feel sorry for myself because that's not really a thing. But if I were in a situation where I just didn't have and I really needed or whatever, but at least I tried to make sure that I had, I would maybe put it out there as I have this, can I trade you, or do you have, or whatever the case may be. But waiting until the night before or even the day before, it's a bad word, hits the fan, maybe you should have planned better. Like, I knew this storm was coming probably about a week ahead of time. They were already watching this and trying to prepare people. And odd to me that bread and milk would fly off the shelf. I mean, if you live in a cold climate, you can put cold things outside if you lose power. That's one thing. But when you run out of bread, I mean, there's other things you can eat that you don't need bread. So that was weird to me. But you didn't really hear about the canned goods. And if I could just impart some, maybe people don't know, most of your canned goods have been pre-cooked. Most. Is it fun to eat maybe cold ravioli? No, but you know what? You could. You could. If you wanted to heat that ravioli, you could get a metal muffin tin. You could put tea lights in it, and then put a cookie cooling rack over that, and you can put you a little pot, or even a little sheet of metal of some sort, whatever, and you can put the can right on that, and it'll heat up. Is it the most gourmet? No, but you know what? In a true emergency, things that are not the most gourmet will taste amazing. And you know why? Because you're doing something for survival. And that's the key. If a big storm were to come in and knock all the power out, I would be very upset at first. But we were pretty prepared here. Made a list of all the things we had, what could be eaten quick, what would I have to do to cook it. Now we have a gas stove, so we have the ability to cook. Not everybody has that. A lot of people, they prefer the electric stoves. Hey, I used to have one. They're cool. But it's hard to cook on something when you don't have the power to cook. But there are little tips and tricks. If you've never been somebody that camped or Girl Scouts or anything of that, you might not know. The internet, huge resource. You can find out all kinds of stuff. Some of them aren't safe. Always check if things are safe, because some things I saw people recommending can actually throw CO2 in your house. You really don't want that issue. I mean, open a window. It's cold as it is, I get it. But open a window if you're going to use that kind of heat source. It's kind of I don't know why you would do that. Because if you got to have a window open, then, but I digress. But there are things that you can do. The internet is a huge resource. And so, did I comment on this woman's video to say, hey, what if you did this? What if you did that? But then it also sparks a little bit in me of I don't want to say angry, but annoyance. Because what bothered me the most, and I didn't know what I could do about it, and luckily our town had a solution for what we would need locally right away, is we have a lot of homeless. And my worry was, how on God's green, these people that have their tent city under the railroad bridge near us, how are they going to survive? I mean, when they were talking how quickly you can get frostbite, that was scary. But luckily, our town opened up some areas, no questions asked. You know, you would have to fill out your information, who you are, you know, that kind of thing. And you had to mind your P's and Q's because they were going to allow a lot of people, and it was very, from what I understand, well staffed, all volunteers, come in for hot meal, stay in the bed, you can stay as long as you need. And they have this until March, which I never knew, because it always bothered me in the wintertime, right before the wintertime would really get cold. And you'd see people curled up in the doorways. And I'm one where I want to fix it. I want to help. I want to do things. But you're limited. Now, in the past, my group helped the local, we had a veterans home where they shelter. They don't really shelter, you can't really stay there, but they feed them. It's a place to stay, hang out, have some community chit chats, you know, warm place for them to hang out and get some meals. But then in the evening, they would have to either go to a shelter or find somewhere to stay. But my group, we helped, and it was great. There aren't enough of those kinds of things. But those are people that I think would have a legit reason to be on here and be like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because there's nothing, and I have nothing, and I have no resources. As opposed to somebody way much younger who just didn't take responsibility for what was about to happen. Now, luckily, my adult sons, friends of ours, everybody was okay. Was there some dicey weather? Yes. But the key thing is you stick together. And if somebody can help you with a tip or a trick or a, hey, you know, maybe try this, or hey, you know, this will help stretch your budget, that's what we need more of. We need more community. We don't need more poor me, or like I've heard the me, I movement. How lonely is that? I'm just saying. And if you're showing your kids that you're not responsible, then how are they going to know to be responsible? I'm just saying. Not really ranting. It's just literally a point to ponder. And we got a few things done, a few projects done around here over the weekend. And I thought, you know, when we were doing projects, I was trying to think of what to talk to you guys about other than this. Like I said, I will not get into the political of everything here. I don't want the channel to be a crabby channel, but I also don't want it to be a downing channel. I want people to feel good when they come here. I want us to grow as a community, have those chits and chats. I love getting the DMs from you guys, so thank you for those that have reached out and said that you like my videos. Like I said, I was going to try and go every day except the weekend. But sometimes I'm just going to need a break. I've got some things going on here that I'm implementing new areas, and sometimes that just takes time away. And then when my wife's home from work, I like to spend some time with her. So I don't always have time to pull the camera out, but I will try. And I am looking forward to taking you guys out and about. You guys are currently today on the new tripod. So that's kind of cool that I can be other different places. It holds the tablet. The tablet seems to be working well for recording. I am looking into vlogging cameras. If you use one or know of some, let me know down below because I'm not exactly sure what I'm looking for. So far, this seems to work, but I am limited on the tablet. One thing about tablets are you can't get the best editing programs when you're limited with what kind of tablet you have. But luckily, the ones I found, it's working good so far. At least I seem to think so. Let me know if the quality is okay. But yeah, I am looking into different cameras. I'm gathering ideas for out and about. Some of the videos that I may put up, you may not see me with the chitting and chatting. In fact, before I started this, I had the camera pointed completely down so you guys can watch the puzzle instead of seeing me. But I'm doing a lot of this, not a lot of this, so that's okay. But I will show you that what I'm working on, I can show you a little bit. It's a table puzzle. It has legs like a giant serving tray. And what I did was on this side, oops, you can see here, I took the border off. See, this side has a border. I took this one off, and then around here there should have been an edge. But a lot of the puzzles I do aren't just it wasn't cutting the mustard. It just wasn't big enough by like very little. So it also has this plastic sheet, which is meant to go over the puzzle. And it was, except I needed to move this at Christmas time. And so I picked up the whole, it's kind of heavy, but I picked up the whole puzzle to take it downstairs so I can have room to put the walking pad under the couch because, you know, gotta make room for the holidays. And that was great until the puzzle decided to slide off and fall apart. Now, fun, interesting fact about that is I have no idea what this puzzle is. I no longer have the box, and that brings me to a question. When you guys do a puzzle, do you set the box up so you can see the picture? Do you wing it? Are you build the frame first and then fill it in? Do you fill in certain edges? Do you go by color? This has drawers. I believe it came from Amazon. A few years back, my wife got this for me. And like I said, it is like a giant, it's got legs that flip out, but that's sitting on the floor. Partly because Charlie's in his bed taking a snooze. But if I'm on the floor, it gives him more of a reason to stand on the puzzle because he's done that. But it's got drawers on all four sides. I don't really sort puzzle pieces out like that. I usually use the box, which I don't have. But I will sort and put the flat sides, the edges on the table, and then put the rest of the pieces. Then you can shake them around easy to look. This is a lot of, I have to flip them all over because it, like I said, it completely fell apart. But that's okay. It's a fun challenge. It's something to do. It keeps your mind occupied. Do you like to do puzzles? My wife didn't really like doing puzzles, didn't like to sit and do them, and now she'll do some here and there, and depending on what it is and how many pieces, pretty much. But that's cool. I mean, I love doing puzzles. I've always loved doing puzzles. But some people, they just don't like to do them. I like doing them. Sometimes I can't always tell the colors, the differences. That's okay. It's an adventure. It's something that I can walk away from and come back to. So, didn't do any of this. Didn't do any of this while we had the storm, but we didn't really have the storm. We had the really cold. Our car wouldn't start. We have a Jeep. It wouldn't start on Friday. We had woken up to minus 39, I believe. I believe it was minus 39. And our Jeep Patriot was not having it. So she stayed home from work. And it was nice. We had breakfast. We watched some shows on TV. Did some projects. She got a bookshelf built for the guest room downstairs. Got some stuff done. But you would have thought that a puzzle would have been the perfect wintry kind of thing. That's okay, because it's really cold out today right now. It says it's a high of 13 right now. The real feel, I'm sure, is a minus something. If not, it's probably 0 outside. It's pretty windy. It's very windy, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Very sunny, and I'm thankful for the sunny, but it's pretty windy. And this week, more of the same, just cool, cold. Doesn't look like we're going to get more snow, thankfully. Tomorrow is my wife's birthday. I do plan on vlogging before we leave because it's birthday. I've got to go do something fun. Because she has to work, so she'll be at work. So I will be able to vlog with you guys. Not quite sure what we're going to talk about. Not quite sure what kind of shenanigans we'll get into. But I look forward to hanging out with you guys. Yeah, I think that's it for our weekend update. Like I said, that one little rant. I saw a lot of useful tips on all the social medias. I think that's great. If any of you guys have any tips that you want to share with me, feel free to let us know down below, because that'd be cool to share. If you're reading any new books, I'm still trying to really get immersed into the book series that my wife's been reading. Dungeon Crawler Carl, I believe, is the series. Struggle Bussin' on the first book still. I believe she's on book 3 now. It's not my normal kind of read. I'm a Debbie Macomber person. Love Debbie Macomber. I feel her writing just makes you feel like you are part of that neighborhood, part of that family. Lots of drama sometimes. Love those books. This is pretty different, but I'm working on it. Let me know what you guys are reading. We can have a little book discussion, so to speak. But that's something that I pick up at night and I try to read a little bit. Didn't really, but well, I did bake. I did a Rhodes cinnamon roll yesterday for my wife. They're like pre-made cinnamon rolls. They're frozen. You get them in the freezer department. They also have loaves of bread. And I believe we saw garlic knots. She seems to really like it. I don't eat that kind of thing. So that was the baking I did yesterday. I meant to do more, just didn't. And that's okay. Sometimes plans change. Sometimes you can make yourself a list of all the have-tos and the to-dos and the wanna-dos and the I need-to-dos and the I need-to-dos need to be done first. But it's okay to cut yourself some slack if you don't get to all the to-dos or even some of the I wannas. As long as the need-tos are done, and even if you don't get to all the need-tos, you get a next day, so you can start over. Make a new list, make a new goal. Right now, my goal is to work on this. This will not be done by tomorrow, I don't think. But I can take pictures if I get done, and I will post them on our next vlog, or we can talk about it. But I don't expect it to be done tomorrow, and that's okay too. I'm not sure exactly what we're doing when she comes home. Today, we talked about going to the store and getting the cabinets that I need to kind of finish off the laundry craft area downstairs. And by finish off, I mean just one phase of what I'm doing down there. I still need to put wainscoting. I did put up a piece of, like a PVC vinyl tile up on the ceiling just to see how I liked it. I adhered it, of all things, I adhered it with alien tape. And it sticks to wood rafters. So, that's an idea for you, because then it's not permanent. So I may go with that. I'm going to have to measure and see how much more I need. That's a simple project that I can do whenever. But that's on my, something I want to do. Rebuilding my shed or reinforcing it and putting new doors, that's a I want to do. There's a lot of I wannas. There's a good chunk of I need tos. Most of my I need tos today are already done, so that's cool. And it's okay to change your lists. It's okay to change ideas. It's okay to, when it's really super cold out, it's okay to sit and look at houses in warmer states because you've had enough of the cold. Did that yesterday. Yesterday, yours truly thought it would be a great idea to just move to New Mexico because it was nice and warm and they weren't having weather, and I was all for it. And I went to bed, had a good sleep, and I live here. So, but it's nice to dream. Does that mean we'll always stay here? I don't know. I don't know. The older I get, if it's not going to snow on Christmas, then I kind of feel like I could do Christmas anywhere. So it's okay. Basically, what I'm saying is it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to do things you want to do. Just remember that the things that you have to do, plan for it. Do the best that you can because that's all you can do. But please, don't go on social media and whine about how it should be somebody else's fault that you dropped the ball. Because to me, that's just kind of, I don't know, seems like more and more of a thing. But anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to get back to the puzzle. I look forward to seeing you soon. And, like I say, it's not that tough. Stay awesome. Don't let anyone take your sparkle. And you're more than just a face. Bye-bye.